rugged terrain, so they have ropes, any type of first aid equipment, medical equipment that they're going to need to treat any victims that they find.
A desperate search continues tonight for 5 Marines who were on board a military helicopter that went down in the Southern California wilderness. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Tonight, rain and snow are posing a challenge for those search teams as they try to find the crew from that helicopter. Earlier today, authorities were able to locate the helicopter itself in Pine Valley, California. That's about 50 miles east of San Diego. The chopper was headed to Marine Corps Air Station Miramar after departing from Creech Air Force Base near Las Vegas late yesterday. Fox 5's Zara Barker spoke to search teams about the urgent effort to find those missing Marines.
An hours-long search is still underway to find 5 U.S. Marines after their military helicopter was found in a remote area of Pine Valley just after 9 Wednesday morning. The Marines were flying in a CH-53E Super Stallion helicopter in a routine training flight from Creech Air Force Base northwest of Las Vegas and were headed to Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. When that aircraft didn't arrive to Miramar as planned, authorities got the call to begin the search. Several agencies, including Border Patrol, county sheriffs, Forest Service and Civil Air Patrol have been searching in snow, rain, high winds, low visibility, and high elevation.
Right now we're limited access to the area. It's muddy, steep terrain. It's snowing out, so any of our vehicles that are going out there have a chance of getting stuck. We're searching on the ground. We're using drones and other types of surveillance equipment to search the area.
The CH-53E Super Stallion helicopter is typically used by the Marines and Navy to transport heavy equipment and supplies. It's been in use for more than 30 years and, according to the Marines, is known to be able to move equipment in bad weather and at night.
We're out in a remote area right now. We're in rugged terrain, so they have ropes, any type of first aid equipment, medical equipment that they're going to need to treat any victims that they find. They've got stuff to stay warm in cold weather, so they're fully outfitted and fully prepared.
Taking a look back at the safety of these helicopters. According to the Naval Safety Command, in May 2023, a CH-53E experienced a hard landing at Camp Pendleton and 12 passengers on board were hurt. Data from 2021 shows there were no fatalities in that year, yet 43 mishaps involving the same aircraft model. And in 2020, another Super Stallion from the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing at Miramar made an emergency landing in a field near the 15 freeway after a generator failure warning. No one was hurt. But in 2018, a Super Stallion with 4 Marines from Miramar crashed in El Centro, killing everyone on board.
And that was Fox 5's Zara Barker reporting for us tonight. That chopper went down as storms continued to slam the West. California Governor Gavin Newsom sent a letter to the White House today requesting federal resources to help with the state's recovery. He wants President Biden to issue a major disaster declaration for San Diego County. You'll remember heavy rains caused widespread flooding across that area late last month. And tonight, authorities do suspect the recent storms have caused another death in San Diego County. A man's body has been recovered from a creek in Santee. This is the same creek where 2 other bodies were found after last month's severe flash flooding.
It looks like it has been there for a few days. Our guess, and again, this is unconfirmed, we did have reports of some missing people, some bodies in the water from last week or over a week ago. Our guess, just from looking at the decomposition, is this might align with that.
Yesterday, search teams found a person who was dead in the Tijuana River Channel in San Diego County. First responders in Los Angeles are continuing to find storm damage all across the city. As Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf explains, mudslides are some of the biggest problems.
Another massive mudslide Wednesday in LA County, this time in Studio City. A giant chunk of land crumbling onto Mulholland Drive.
We kind of now just going into a survey mode. Building and safety is now on scene with us, and they're going to make a decision whether or not they're going to red tag this house.
A house near the top of the hill now only feet from possibly falling off the cliff. Firefighters Wednesday calling the home vacant, but at the home's gate below, dirt continues pouring down Edwin Drive.
I never expected so much dirt and mud over here, so much rain.
We don't have any contact with the owner. He's evasive, so we're not sure where it's coming from.
A record-breaking 3-day rainstorm causing at least 475 mudslides just in LA County since Sunday. Nearby Longbridge Estates in Studio City also cleaning up mud.
This one is literally just down the hill, so it's pretty scary.
This is the only house in this area that has been impacted. There's other structures, but this is the one that we're focused on as of right now.
Mulholland Drive now closed until crews can safely clean it up.
Or I'm sure that a lot of people are being affected and mud is going into their homes. So I don't know, hopefully everybody will be safe.
And that was Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf reporting for us tonight. We turn now to some incredible video being widely shared on social media today, and it shows the powerful winds tied to these recent storms in California. A dash camera was rolling on Sunday when those strong gusts toppled a semi-truck in West Sacramento, California. Other vehicles on the road narrowly missed hitting that big rig. It remains unclear tonight whether the driver was hurt in that crash. For more, let's bring in KTVU meteorologist Mark Tamayo, who is tracking these storms that continue to move across the west. Mark?
Yeah, that's right, Alex. In fact, another system moved into the San Francisco Bay Area earlier today. Some pretty good downpours out there. Thankfully, we're not talking about extreme rainfall totals, but those numbers adding up. You can see a lot of areas in closer to San Francisco, in fact, approaching a half an inch of rainfall. Some more reports for you. As you can see, a lot of this energy has been shifting into, of course, Arizona and still in Southern California. So you can see some of the totals recorded from earlier today, but they continue to pick up some rainfall this evening. Here is the satellite and the radar. So this system moved across the Bay Area earlier today, and it's right now it is headed towards Santa Barbara County, approaching Los Angeles. So in the short term, over the next few hours, more rain showers for LA, maybe the possibility of some thunderstorms. It is a cooler system, so snow levels could be coming down to around 3,000 or 4,000 feet. All these areas in white, we have winter storm warnings in place on this map right now, out toward portions of Nevada, out toward Arizona, and also for the mountains of Southern California. This was a scene today in Seattle, a cool 53 degrees, some blue skies, so some breaks in the cloud cover earlier today. In San Francisco, of course, the storm clouds moving through, especially earlier this morning. Temperature of 53 degrees. And in Phoenix, you can see a sun cloud mix with temperatures in the lower 60s this afternoon. So here is the plan for tomorrow. There is a chance of a shower up in the Pacific Northwest for tomorrow. For San Francisco, a sun cloud mix with temperatures in the 50s. Lots of sunshine out toward Denver for tomorrow. And then in Southern California, temperatures will be in the 50s. And looks like the focus of the shower activity will be moving out to the east, mainly impacting Arizona for tomorrow. And you can see this big H offshore. This will help out the areas that have been dealing with all the stormy weather. This area of high pressure will build in. That will allow some warming and also some drying over the next several days. Here is the forecast model. As you can see, as we put this into motion into your Thursday morning, some scattered rain showers up in the Pacific Northwest. Still some lingering showers tomorrow morning, possibly in Southern California. You can see the projected shower activity and the snow showers out toward Arizona for tomorrow. And then this is Thursday afternoon, 4 o'clock. So here is the breakdown. Lots of clouds for Seattle tomorrow. For San Francisco, there's a chance of a shower into the afternoon hours. We will have a sun cloud mix once again for Southern California. And in Phoenix, we have that rain cloud for tomorrow with the increasing shower chances in the Thursday forecast, and maybe some more clouds as we head into the weekend. But Alex, hopefully that area of high pressure will continue to build offshore, and that will bring in a drying trend, at least over the next several days, that could help out the communities that have been dealing with all of the stormy weather.
Yeah, let's hope so. That would be a huge help. Mark, thank you. A bipartisan bill to overhaul the nation's border policies with aid to Israel and Ukraine failed in the Senate. As Fox's Connor Hansen reports, there is a new plan now in the works, headed up by Democratic leaders.
Senate Republicans shot down a major aid package funding the border, Israel, and Ukraine. Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's next step, a similar bill without the border portion.
The legislation on the floor today is one of the most important security packages the Senate has considered in a very long time. So the onus is on Senate Republicans to finally take yes for an answer.
Speaker Mike Johnson said he would wait and see what the Senate comes up with, but complained that Democrats wouldn't pass a standalone Israel aid package a day earlier.
There is no reason whatsoever for them to object to the contents of that bill. They're doing it for political purposes. It's bad for national security. It's also terrible policy and terrible politics.
But Democrats accuse Republicans of doing the same when they opposed the original bipartisan border deal.
Republicans have been ordered by Donald Trump not to solve the challenges at the border, but to continue to play political games because they want to use the border as an electoral issue in November, and that's going to backfire.
Speaker Johnson pushed back on criticism about the lack of results.
We have steady hands at the wheel. We'll get through it. Everybody take a deep breath. It's a long game. We're going to get the job done.
The White House says it supports the Senate's version of the national security bill without the border piece. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Up next on West Coast Wrap tonight, a professional climber with a history of scaling structures in Super Bowl host cities taken away in handcuffs today in Las Vegas. Coming up tonight, the dangerous stunt that put him at the top of the Sphere. Also, a Colorado ballot case has people camping outside the U.S. Supreme Court building tonight. We'll break down how this ruling could affect the year's presidential election.
Hey guys, I'm here on top of the Sphere. I guess they're going to make me...
A professional climber with a message to his Instagram followers after scaling the world-famous Sphere in Las Vegas today. This dangerous stunt ended with him being taken away in handcuffs by police. That climber has become known for scaling buildings all around the world without any ropes or equipment. As Fox 5's Shauna Kalafi reports tonight, he targeted the Sphere just as law enforcement in Las Vegas were highlighting security preparations ahead of this weekend's Super Bowl.
A Las Vegas man is in custody after climbing to the top of the Sphere, all in a stunt to promote his pro-life cause. That climber's name is Mason Deschamps, known as ProLife SpiderMan, and he was live streaming the climb on social media along with his publicity team on the ground, who were also detained but then released. Deschamps is a professional climber from Las Vegas who's done scaling stunts like this around the world, including here in Las Vegas at the Aria Hotel back in 2021 for a different cause. And at the same time that this climb at the Sphere was happening, Las Vegas Metro Police were having a press conference on Super Bowl safety, where Sheriff Kevin McMahill addressed that climber and the police response at the Sphere, saying the climber would be arrested.
We got here about 10 o'clock. It took him really quick. This was probably the quickest climb I've seen him do. He usually takes about an hour. This one, he ascended up in about 15, 20 minutes. Really quick. He doesn't use any ropes, doesn't use any equipment. It's just free solo, and he puts himself at risk. So you don't want to put yourself at risk for no reason at all.
In regards to the Sphere, that individual will be arrested when we get him down. It does not seem to be a Homeland Security issue at this point.
And no word yet on what charges the climber may be facing after reaching the top of the Sphere. Reporting in Las Vegas, I'm Shauna Kalafi.
And that stunt at the Sphere today came as security preparations are now in full swing for the Super Bowl crowds descending on Las Vegas. The NFL held a briefing this morning with local, state, and federal officials. Authorities warned people to leave drones and selfie sticks at home. They also said that a new partnership with Lyft is helping to detect and prevent human trafficking. And of course, they are monitoring for any outside threats.
We are monitoring and sharing every scrap of information that indicates a potential threat with all of our interagency, law enforcement, and appropriate private sector partners. This includes threat intelligence gleaned from social media, from open source materials, our own databases.
The FBI says it has special agent bomb technicians working to keep Super Bowl events free from any hazardous devices or substances. Las Vegas estimates 400,000 people will be streaming into the city this week ahead of the Super Bowl on Sunday, and many of them will be stopping at the Super Bowl Experience at the Mandalay Bay Hotel on the Vegas Strip. At the Fan Festival this afternoon, 49ers Hall of Fame wide receiver Jerry Rice carefully held on to the official Vince Lombardi trophy that will be presented to the Super Bowl winning team.
It's all about those guys going out there, playing together, brick by brick, one heartbeat, and win Super Bowl today.
Today was the official kickoff of the Super Bowl Experience. The event at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center runs through Saturday. And you can find extensive coverage on the lead up to Super Bowl Sunday at our website, westcoastwrap.com. Our online coverage includes a breakdown of how referees are getting ready for game day. It also includes expectations for the game's highly anticipated commercials.
This is a landmark decision, and I want to be in the room where it happens, to quote Hamilton.
It's fascinating because it kind of puts ideologically the justices in strange positions.
Those are a couple of the reasons why some people say they are camping outside the U.S. Supreme Court building tonight. They are lined up in the hopes of getting inside to watch a crucial Colorado case play out. The justices will decide whether former President Trump is eligible to be on Colorado's presidential primary ballot. Fox's Rebecca Castor reports this case could set precedent for challenges to his eligibility in other states.
Thursday, the fate of the 2024 presidential election comes to the steps of the highest court in the land as justices hear Donald Trump's appeal of a Colorado ruling declaring him ineligible to run.
They claim Donald Trump is a danger to democracy and should not be on the ballot. The real threat to democracy is denying American citizens the right to vote for the candidate of their choice.
Colorado's Supreme Court kicked Trump off their ballot after ruling he did engage in insurrection on January 6, 2021. The 14th Amendment prevents insurrectionists from holding federal office. But the question is whether it applies specifically to the president and his conduct in office.
I think that our U.S. Constitution, which is our democracy, is at stake. We either abide by the terms of the Constitution or we do not. And I think that's what the justices will have to decide.
What happened at our Capitol was not good, but President Trump did not make these people do this, and he sure wasn't engaged in it himself.
A ruling will take days or weeks. This case could be just the first of Trump-related appeals to reach the Supreme Court this election year, as he faces 4 criminal trials, including one over alleged 2020 election interference. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Work is already underway in Colorado to test out the equipment that voters will be using on Election Day. Crews are checking ballot computers for seals. They're also ensuring scanners are starting tabulations at 0. This entire process is open to the public.
Having confidence in our elections are the results accurate? And so this test is how we gain confidence before we start counting any ballots.
Colorado is among more than a dozen so-called Super Tuesday states set to hold primary elections on March 5th. Other West Coast Super Tuesday states include Alaska, California, and Utah. Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley refuses to let a primary defeat in Nevada slow her down. She was back on the campaign trail today, speaking to a crowd of voters in Orange County, California. She lost the Nevada primary last night, despite being the only major candidate on the ballot. Most voters in Nevada opted for the none of these candidates option on the ballot. Former President Trump did not take part in this primary. He is choosing to participate in the state's caucus, which is set for tomorrow. Haley spoke about the dueling GOP nominating contest today, calling the whole process a scam.
They were supposed to have a primary. Trump rigged it so that the GOP chairman, who's been indicted, would go and create a caucus. We knew months ago that we weren't going to spend a day or a dollar in Nevada because it wasn't worth it. And so we didn't even count Nevada. That wasn't anything we were looking at. We knew that was rigged from the start. Our focus is on South Carolina, Michigan, Super Tuesday.
Back in 2021, Nevada passed a law replacing the caucus with a primary. Despite that, the Nevada Republican Party has decided to hold a caucus as well and intends to give all of its delegates to the caucus winner. A massive fire destroyed a long-standing production business in Portland. This started early in the morning in the city's Humboldt neighborhood. Flames could be seen coming from the roof of this building, and there were several explosions reported here, likely a reaction of propane or helium within that building. The fire burned through Royce's Prop Shop Event Production and Decor. It's a business that has been around there in Portland for 30 years. A freight train derailment in Colorado spilled hundreds of gallons of diesel fuel. That happened early this morning in Loveland, north of Denver, right near a switch point along the Great Western Rail line. Fire officials say the train did come off the track, but it didn't flip over. Crews say the spill was contained and the diesel did not reach any nearby waterways. A hazmat company is working with Great Western Railway to clean up the fuel and move those cars back onto the tracks. Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, snow piling up in Arizona. Tonight, what one boy did to help people get around in Flagstaff. Plus, see how Valentine's Day is coming early for some people in Hawaii. The storms moving across the West Coast have left snow piled up in Flagstaff, Arizona. As Fox 10's Lindsay Regas reports, the weather kept kids out of school today.
It is such a beautiful day out here. I couldn't believe it when I walked out of the doors of my hotel. Look at how much snow is out here. This is about 16 inches of snow. Now, we are up at Lowell Observatory getting the best view of Flagstaff. Take a look behind me. It is absolutely gorgeous. We came up here earlier in the morning and we wanted to show you guys what it looked like, but unfortunately there were too many clouds and it was a little gloomy, but the sun peeked out for a little bit. It's going in and out. We've got a lot going on. So, it was snowing pretty hard in the morning. Then it calmed down, as a few hours went by around 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Now we just have this light snow. Not too bad at all. Now, as you can imagine, school is closed today for Flagstaff Unified School District. Perfect day for, no school because kids can come out, play in this snow. Now, as we were driving around at downtown and through neighborhoods, we saw a lot of drivers out plowing their driveway so they can get out and start their work day. Now, you still want to be careful when you are out on the roads. I know I said there were plow trucks out, and there are, but there's a lot of ice still on the road. That leftover snow is turning into ice. The snow is still coming down, so it's still pretty cold out here, and the sun, is just peeking through back and forth. As you can see, more flurries are coming in, blocking our view. So another system is coming in. Reporting in Flagstaff, Lindsay Regas, Fox 10 News.
All right, staying in snowy Flagstaff, and take a look at this young boy who tried to help people in his community by shoveling some of the snow on his own. The shovel looks like it's maybe taller than he is, but he did not let that slow him down. An incredible effort there by that little guy. All right, dozens of older adults in Hawaii hit the dance floor for an annual Senior Valentine Dance. This is the 53rd year city officials from the Honolulu Police, Fire, and EMS departments hosted this dance. Participants say it's a great chance to stay active, socialize, and even make new friends. Seniors getting ready to boogie on the dance floor could also get some free medical care with free flu and COVID shots offered at the event. They are having an amazing time there. What a fantastic idea. All right, that does it for West Coast Wrap tonight. We appreciate you watching as always. And a reminder to stay up to date on all the stories we're covering at westcoastwrap.com. And you can stream our shows right there on your smart TV by downloading the Fox Local app. Have a great night. I'll see you back here tomorrow.